Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're exploring a source that introduces a massive paradigm shift in how we might view one of the world's most familiar animals. We're talking about the Indian Desi cow. And the text we're diving into doesn't just see it as livestock. No, it views this specific breed as a literal walking hospital, a complete pharmacy on four legs. It's a completely fascinating look into traditional medicine, so let's just jump right in.
To really get this, we have to start with a foundational quote straight from the source. It says, "The cow is not an animal, but the lifeblood of Sanatan Dharma." This totally sets the stage for everything we're about to cover. In this cultural context, the Desi cow is incredibly sacred. It's not just some farm animal you keep for agricultural output. It is a deeply revered, life-giving entity that is woven right into the very fabric of Indian spirituality. Now, the source makes a super strict distinction here. For these medicinal benefits, it absolutely has to be the Indian Desi cow. According to the text, buffaloes are kind of lethargic and lack long-term memory, while foreign breeds, like Jerseys, are basically described as mere milk-producing machines. But the Indian Desi cow, it's described in stark contrast as having vibrant energy, high intelligence, and deep medicinal properties. And the speaker claims that this unique vitality is exactly why only the Desi cow works for these traditional cures. So here is our roadmap for this explainer based on the source. 1. Managing high blood pressure. 2. Preventing skin diseases. 3. Curing joint and knee pain. And 4. Boosting liver health.
Section 1. Managing high blood pressure. The power of touch.
The source sets up a really stark contrast here. Think about modern medicine. It often relies on daily, lifelong pills like amlodipine just to keep your blood pressure in check. But the traditional approach outlined in our text, it suggests a purely physical, non-ingested interaction with a Desi cow to get those levels back to normal. No pills required. And the methodology they detail is incredibly specific. The text says a patient dealing with high blood pressure should go out in the morning and stroke the back of a Desi cow for exactly 15 minutes, literally just 15 minutes of stroking the cow before taking any daily medication. And the claim is that doing this will result in a measurable normalization of your blood pressure. But wait, there's a second step. Right after that 15-minute stroking routine, the patient has to do exactly 11 parikramas or circumambulations, walking right around the cow. The source explains that the Desi cow constantly releases positive energy, so by walking around it 11 times, you're supposedly harnessing that exact energy to actively control the disease. The speaker actually challenges people to test their BP before and after doing this to see the results for themselves.
Section 2. Preventing skin diseases. The Copper-Urine solution.
Now, the speaker gives a pretty stern warning against modern, chemical-heavy baby soaps. They argue that these soaps often contain harsh stuff like caustic soda, which, according to the text, can cause long-term skin damage and horrible allergies on a baby's delicate skin. So, instead of those modern soaps, the source introduces a highly specific traditional alternative meant to prevent issues like ringworm, itching, and eczema. And here is the exact 3-step preparation for this traditional skin protector. Step 1. You have to use a copper vessel. Step 2, you add exactly 300 grams of Desi cow urine into that vessel and boil it for 15 minutes. The text claims the chemical reaction between the boiling urine and the copper creates a super powerful solution. Finally, step 3, you mix that boiled solution with 3 liters of regular water to draw a bath. The really crucial factor here is the duration. Traditional practitioners believe that if you bathe a child in this specific copper-urine water mixture for exactly 7 consecutive days, the results are incredible. The source boldly claims this 7-day regimen gives the child lifelong immunity from severe skin diseases. Pretty amazing claim, right? Moving right along to Section 3, Curing Joint and Knee Pain, the 90-day herbal regimen. This regimen is where things get super granular. It is not just some random handful of herbs, it's a very exact recipe. The text instructs you to crush and mix exactly 200 grams of turmeric, 200 grams of fenugreek, 200 grams of dry ginger, and 200 grams of Desi babool pods to create this potent herbal powder. But you can't just take the powder. The speaker dictates this incredibly rigorous daily routine that takes real commitment. You have to take 2 spoons of that herbal mix every morning and evening. And here's the kicker. That has to be followed by drinking 1 cup of Desi cow urine mixed with 2 spoons of red castor oil. Finally, to cap off the day, you take ashwagandha powder mixed with Desi cow milk at night. The source emphasizes that combining the herbal powder with the urine and castor oil is absolutely essential for the remedy to actually reach and heal the joints. Now, the dedication required here is pretty massive, 90 days. The source asserts that if you strictly follow this daily routine for exactly 90 days, it will completely resolve even the most dangerous, painful knee and joint problems. It claims to restore mobility in cases where modern medicine might say surgery is the only option.
Section 4. Boosting liver health. The power of Desi buttermilk.
To really hammer home the value of Desi cow buttermilk, or chas, the speaker references the ancient text of the Mahabharata. They use the quote, "Buttermilk is rare even for Indra, the king of gods." They use this to elevate a simple drink to this totally divine status, placing its health benefits way above regular food or even standard milk. The text actually lays out some very clear guidelines for this divine drink. The speaker notes that regular milk can sometimes cause gas or bloating if it doesn't digest right. But Desi cow buttermilk? It's described as a total digestive powerhouse. You're supposed to drink it mid-morning, around 9 or 10 a.m., with or after a meal. The source claims it actively breaks down heavy food, completely stops acid reflux and gas, and acts as a massive strengthener for your liver, which ultimately boosts your whole immune system.
Wow, so we have covered a lot of ground today, looking at how this specific culture views the Desi cow as a vital, foundational pillar of health and healing. To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. How does understanding these ancient Eastern regimens challenge or even expand our modern perspectives on wellness and medicine? Whether you look at this as literal medicine or as a symbolic cultural practice, it absolutely offers us a vastly different lens on health. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this walking hospital and keep questioning the world around you.